Here's a little more on this one. A couple things. I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to try to blab less. For this one, I'm just going to try to define that that these are two different planes. I'm doing a couple things. I'm cleaning up this one edge by agitating and sort of scrubbing. And the color that I have picked up, I'm going to shift down to that area, just so you can tell those are two different, the idea that that's two different planes. So sometimes it really is just re-wetting the paint that's already there and relocating it. This one, I changed quite a bit. Just the overall size, kind of like with the previous one. So I don't know how well it shows up, but just around the edges here, I tried correcting it, and you can tell that there's different layers, and it's showing up a little bit more than I want it to. So I'm going to try to just put a pretty watery glaze of ultramarine blue on that. And especially around the edges. I don't want it a whole lot darker. Maybe a touch of Quin Rose. That's Quin Pink. Let's see. Getting a smaller brush. Trying to make it a little bit darker where those areas of sort of obvious layers were showing up more than I wanted. pick up ever so little bit right there. And yeah. Now I want to do something on this one that is I'm going to try some of the Naphthol red on that one. So this is sort of the first time I'm busting out my Naphthol red. Just a bit of a different characteristics. Well, obviously it's a different color, more of a warm red. Pretty straight up red, actually. I'm mixing it in with some of my other stuff that was already there, which is fine. Let's see. This shape I had been using sort of warmer colors, so this kind of makes sense to me to use this red. Flip this around. Just going to be careful about where I stick my hand. I'm doing more detailed work. I do want a little support. Don't want to plop my finger or hand into a wet shape. That's getting sort of borderline splotchy, drying up. Just the more layers of paint there are, the easier it is for that to happen. So I'm gonna do this again. And actually, I did it with that dark violet, and it ended up pretty nice, I think. You can probably see this one better. That's a lot of paint there. I want to let it dry though. I want to see what that dries like. The Naphthol red is such a powerful color. And glazes, it does some pretty cool things. So, is there something else I could do without moving? I needed to burp there, excuse me. I'm just looking for a shape that is something that will be relatively simple and quick that I'm not going to need to pick it up and shift it around. I think I'm just going to make a little bit darker green on this shape. I got some greens and a little bit of a peacock blue in there. In fact, I want a little bit more peacock blue. Small brush, not quite enough watery. And this is my synthetic brush, so I'm really kind of giving myself an interesting little challenge. Am I going to get it darker? Right there. Maybe a little bit of sort of just straight of the phthalo green. See, this is, yeah, I don't want to move things around. I probably would, though, if this wasn't still wet. I got greedy. There's what I like to say. I'm not sure how that's going to dry. Oh well, let's check it out. I'm going to just bring in a bunch of watery color again, and may just sort of consider this one as needing a do-over. You know, seems fine. When you sort of keep shifting around, re-wetting and shifting the color that's already in that shape, it often just has a duller effect. The paper just a little bit more beat up, and there's more chances for certain colors to be bickering with each other. But I just try to kind of coax things around gently without brushing down. And let's see, anything else? Now I'm going to let those dry. Looking up here, really thinking, is that a smart thing to let all that paint just sort of sit there and dry there? Yeah, I said I was going to do that. I will. Okay, we'll see how it goes.